everybody, how you doing? Welcome to the Jura Question. I'm your host, Chris Honors. Good to see you, and thank you for joining me on today's show. How you doing? Hope you're having your tea or coffee, whatever you're having. Just make sure you're having a good time. Let me have a bit of sip on this one before I kick off the show today. Yeah, I got it. This is really good. Anyway, thank you all so much for following me every week on the Facebook platform and also on Instagram, Twitter, name it all. Thank you so much. And for all my new followers joining me this week on my YouTube channel, thank you. Please, if you're watching the show right now, please just go and subscribe to Jura Question YouTube channel, because that way you know you're not missing any show we put online. I'm only messing, but do subscribe to the Jura Question YouTube channel. Thank you so much. May this week be a very great week and bring you more smile and peace all over the world. Anyway, as we kick off today's show, we got some fantastic line of guests joining me on the show today. But don't worry, as always, I will bring them one by one. You know yourself, that's how we do it on the show. Anyway, coming up on today's show, we are going to be joined by a mother of two. She is a former health worker for 19 years. She's also a social media influencer. This person has a lot of title, but don't worry, we'll hear the conversation. And also, she is a life coach. Joining me today on the show, we're going to be talking about motherhood behind the mask. Well, guess who joined me on the show? She's no other person than my very one and only friend, Sasha Tallon. Will be talking to me about all of this. So stay tuned. Don't miss the entire conversation. Though, if you miss it, you know what to do. Log on to the Jura Question YouTube channel to get the whole entire show. Don't say I said it, but don't worry. We'll be right back. Take it away. You still here? Come on, go. Be influenced. Oh, what was that? We'll be right back. Viewers, welcome to the Jura Question. As always, I'm your host, Chris Honors, and thank you for joining me today. As I promise every week, I will always bring you content, guests, and also topic. But today, we have my one and only friend, Sasha, joining me on the show today. We want to meet this wonderful, amazing lady who is doing a lot of stuff. And also, some of the content she posts online are very, very interesting. So I really want to chat with her about it. So, Sasha, how you doing? Good to see you. How are you today?
I'm really good, Chris. Thanks for having me. It's an honor. Thanks so much. I'm very grateful.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Sasha, before we go into what you do and the areas, I know, congratulations, first of all, for qualifying as a life coach. It's an amazing process, you know, so that's good to know. So before we go into all of those, let's get to you. Tell us a bit about yourself.
Okay, so I'm married about 6 years, and I have two beautiful children, a boy and a girl. I've been working in healthcare as a healthcare assistant for almost 19 years. So I've spent most of my adult life in healthcare. So I'm ready for a change. A couple of years ago, I started an online business, and part of the structure of that business was 80% personal development. So that was a big introduction to doing the inner growth, peeling back the layers, and really healing myself. So I went down the rabbit hole with that. I absolutely fell in love with it. I started creating content online to, I suppose, inspire and a positive impact in people's lives, which I know I did because people reached out to me, and it felt good to know that somebody was reading what I was writing and it was actually making an impact. So after I had my babies, my eldest boy is 3.5. So after I had him, obviously my time was elsewhere. So slowly but surely, I've kind of took the back seat on social media, I suppose. And yeah, I've still been working in the background, working on myself. And then I decided at the end of last year to become a life coach and NLP practitioner. Yeah.
Wow.
So
well done to that. Amazing. Just for my viewers who are just tuning in, catching up with us, myself and Sasha, just talking about, you know, who she is and what she has achieved as a mother of two, who loved to write, and she stopped having babies. Now she's getting back on her feet again. So Sasha put something very, very interesting, which is what I'm going to talk to her all about as part of the show. And that thing is all about family. It's all about different areas. And Sasha, I really want you to kind of give me more insight about what really prompted you to actually put that very post out there.
I think, I suppose when we become a mother, we forget who we are because our life changes drastically. And we had all this free time and we could spend it on ourselves, and then it is stripped away from us. And we, everything revolves around our children then. And I know for me, after I had my son, I felt very lost. I didn't know where my place was in life anymore. My friends, some of them didn't have children, so they were continuing with the life that my previous life, and I felt alone. I was sitting at home with this little baby, and I wasn't working. I was on maternity leave, and I really struggled with that because I felt like I had to give everything else up just to be a mother. And it took me a while to sit with that and realize I can be all the things. I don't have to be just this mother. I can be the healthcare assistant. I can be the life coach. I can be the social media influencer. I can be many things. I'm made up of many things. The content you're talking about, it was about wearing masks as well.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
people perceive us. And I think personally, growing up, I wore a lot of masks. I was never truly my authentic self, and I didn't even understand that back then. I was always trying to fit in, as I think most people do. They want to be accepted by society, by their friends. They try very hard to fit in. When the real thing is, we weren't born to fit in. We were born to stand out. We all have these very unique gifts and talents, and no two people are the same. No two people in this earth are the same. And I don't know why we try so hard to be like other people and wear these masks in our everyday life.
Yeah, let me just come in there because what you're saying there is really, really true. But my question I try to figure out most times when I bring guests on the show is to ask this very specific question. Isn't necessarily that we have to look at other people before we're able to find somewhere to get fit in or to be accepted? Do we have to really go through that kind of punishment?
I think we look at people to be inspired by them.
True.
And I suppose by them to a certain extent, but we aren't supposed to become them. We're not supposed to copy them. We're supposed to let them inspire us for us to, I suppose, shine our own light as an individual.
That's a good point, you know, and also, will it not be possible for us to just live our own life the way we feel is okay, rather than be able to look at other people? A point which you mentioned there, which was very interesting, was that yes, we're supposed to be inspired by other people, but I think for me, there are two kind of inspiration there. I mean, it's yeah, you know what I mean by this person inspire me by what they're doing, whereas you want to belong to certain kind of people, especially when it comes to friends or families. You know what I mean? So I think for me, it's just up to us to decide if we want to choose that direction. We could go. It's up to us to decide if we don't want to choose that direction. You know, we shouldn't go. But let me come back to some of the things you mentioned here today, which is amazing. As a mother, what exactly would be the biggest challenge for you after having kids and you want to go back to the things you love? What kind of challenges would you be facing?
I think one of the number one thing is time management.
True.
When you have a very busy family life like I do with two toddlers, it's very hard to make time for yourself, but it's so important, because if you don't give yourself self-care and self-love, you're given from an empty cup. So it's super important for you to fill your cup first. Because when Mommy is happy, the family is happy. If mommy's burnt out, you know, then everything falls, everything crumbles. So it's so important. And I learned that the hard way, you know, because I think we give and we give and we give until there's nothing left. And it's only then that we realize that. So my message to new mothers out there would be, don't forget about yourself and make time, even if it's just once a week, to have a bath when the kids are in bed, whatever it may be. Light candles, make it like a proper ritual, like a self-love ritual. Incense, essential oils, candles, really make it, because you're worth it. You are worth it. And
Wow.
It's very important. And I know for me as well, because somebody told me that when like Toby was very small, and I thought, I'm so tired in the evenings. When he goes to bed, I just want to go to bed. I need my sleep, you know. But it is super important to make that. And if it's not a bath, maybe it's when they're having a nap, just to pour yourself a cup of coffee, but be present in that moment. Smell the coffee. Let all your five senses come alive. Smell the coffee, taste it, be aware of your surroundings. Again, make that little ritual for yourself. Burn some incense, light some candles. It might be just a cup of coffee to some people, but to you, that's maybe 30 minutes where you get to sit down, be present in your body, aware of your surroundings, and just enjoying it before the baby wakes up.
Wow, amazing. So mothers out there, this is it, right? And it's so beautiful, so fresh the way you really kind of put it out there. And I believe this is the things you've actually do yourself, and you've seen the gain, you've seen the benefits, and you see the energy behind it, and you're utilizing it, and you're reaching out to other mothers out there. Hey, you come first. Without you, there will be no home. With you, there will be home. Which means when you smile as a mother in the house, everybody will be happy. So amazing. Now, as a life coach, this is a new chapter for you. What are the things that you've put in place that you're going to be doing going forward?
I'm still not fully decided on who I want to work with. I want to be very specific. I want to give my time to people that are going to really value it. I thought it would be mothers, but I feel there's a lot of men out there also looking into peeling back those layers, showing their true light. Also, men, I think it's like the old paradigm where men feel they have to be this big, strong, macho man that never shows any emotion, and that's, you know, it's time for us to realize that it's very important for a man to get in touch with his spirituality and to peel back those layers and show emotion and vulnerability, because they're only human, the same as women are and everybody else. And it's like, it doesn't do them any good to swallow all that down, you know. It's important for them to work through their emotions and their limiting beliefs and the old programming from their father and their grandfather and everybody else, where they have to be this big strong man, and that's not true, you know. So I haven't decided exactly who I want to work with, but I suppose anybody that's really struggling with self-belief, self-worth, if they're self-sabotaging and not getting to where they want to be in life, if they're ready to delete old programming and beliefs that maybe aren't even their own. So they could be their parents' beliefs or grandparents' beliefs that we've just took on as our own. So I suppose anybody that's really struggling and wants to break free of the chains of the past and ready to do the work. And it's not easy. Inner work is not easy, because you're digging deep in there to release trauma, whatever it may be. But it's so rewarding, because when you peel back those layers, you see a new part of yourself. You embrace new strengths, and I suppose when you get to that stage, then it gets a little bit easier. It does get a little bit easier. It's worth it. It's definitely worth it.
It's just to come out of it, you know, like you mentioned, you want to work with men. I know men are very, like,
we as men, we have this sense of pride in us where, we feel the honest truth is we feel okay, men to men, we can, nearly open up, but we still have that bit of boundary. I can open up all of that, you know what I mean? But men to women, we kind of like, why why should we go that road? But the truth is that we need the women, and the women's word are more powerful than the men's word, if you get what I mean. But it's just at the back of our mind. We feel, oh no, it's the women are supposed to come to us because we're supposed to be the lions to actually say these things. But instead, why should we go the opposite way? But the real truth is we need the women's word because their words are more stronger and they mean it. So I know it's gonna be a challenging chapter. It's not easy, but we need people like you who are really out there to want to help a lot of men, both women, both sides, and give people a new smile, a new chapter.
In society, where like you're either very in touch with your divine feminine energy or with your divine masculine energy, but we're all made up of equal parts. We might show more of one part than the other, but I think what's really important for the man and the woman is to find that balance, that common ground, the happy medium, and knowing when to use your feminine or your masculine energy as your strength, to your benefit. So, yeah.
It's a wonderful pleasure to have you on the show, Sasha. Look, I can't wait when we kind of set things back together. We want to have you back on the show so we can really chat a lot more, because every one of you who are into life coaching, who are supporting people, you guys do amazing work on top of what you're doing as well, so we need all of this support, and we want to wish you best of luck in this new chapter, and we will catch up with you to see how you're getting on and share more of your testimony. Just before we let you go, have you any social media platform people can reach out to you if they have questions or something at all, or whatever bothers them?
Absolutely. I'm on Facebook, Sasha A. Tallon or Sasha J. Tallon. One's a business page. And on Instagram, it's just Sasha Tallon.
Wonderful. Sasha, thank you so much for joining us on the show. Stay with us. You're welcome. So viewers at home, stay tuned for more as we have more guests coming up on the show, and also we'll share more as Sasha, more details with you on our social media. We'll be right back. Take it away.
Welcome back to the show. As always, if you're just joining us as a J Request show, here in Dublin, Ireland. I don't know, today I'm being very vocal. If I look, let me know. If you think I'm acting, let me know. If you think it's good, let me know. Drop a line on J Request show Facebook. So we know. Anyway, Sasha, I want to thank you so much for sharing this wonderful inspiration to really inspire not just only women, but men, families, mothers, find a balance to yourself, find a new energy, a new you, and the great work you're doing out there. Well done to you, and well done to all mothers from around the world. If you're watching the show, don't forget, it's the J Request show. Anyway, I am always happy, I'm always fun, I love it, and I hope this puts a smile to your face. As always, don't forget, tea, coffee. Oh, I'm loving this. This makes you want to drink more tea and coffee. Also, water is good as well, so you can add bit and piece